Hello and welcome back. If this is your first time here, I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education, and we are taking a look at big tech earnings, Google and Microsoft, because I want to do a follow-up to what I said in my video that I posted a day or two ago talking about what we could expect to see from those companies. And I think I found the key reasons why they might be moving the way that they are. And just to recap how I felt about the expectations for price movement, especially for Google, because that was my favorite one for the biggest move out of Google, Microsoft, and Meta. I also want to give an update on my NVIDIA earnings forecast and stock price prediction. I will do that towards the end of the video, but I also have to do one other thing. And I said yesterday, what pepper can't be an archer? And I left it up to you guys to put that out in the comments. And those of you who did, you saw it already, or you know it, you nailed it. The green pepper, because it didn't habanero. All right, all puns and joking aside, let's get right down to business. In this video, I'll be featuring the Moomoo app, and I will show you later on how you can get up to 16 free stocks by using my link that is down in the description. For right now, I want to get over to the charts to see how Google's moving, and then we'll move on to Microsoft from there, and then NVIDIA. So let me pop that down and pop this up. And what we have right now is about a 7% move in the after hours for Google. So it closed today at about 122.79. In my video yesterday, I said that we could see $9 in either direction since their earnings didn't disappoint. And I'll tell you what part that I think that is that really helps them out. That really is the reason why Microsoft is moving a little bit differently, a little bit more muted results for them. I'll share that with you in just a moment. So let me bring this up here. And this isn't showing the after hours. I'll show that in a moment. The after hours were running. I said that we would get to around $130 or $131. And right now we are sitting right between those values. And it's moving quickly. Right now it's about $130.50. So here we'll go intraday. And then we can see those after hours prices. So let me pop that up to full hours. This is the Moomoo app that I'm using. And you can see that spike. We actually peaked out at 131. Oh gosh, let me get that up there. There we go. 131.28 before coming back down, settling just a little bit. So this thing super whippy in the after hours, and the volumes have actually been pretty decent considering that they are after hours volumes, but they make sense with an earnings call. So I don't know if it's going to stay there when the market opens tomorrow. If any of you took a straddle on Google, and hopefully I helped you with your decisions, that I at least brought you quality information. Remember, none of this is financial advice, but I hope that that my video was able to help you. And if you didn't get a chance to watch that one in time, keep an eye on my channel, because I like to put out opportunities as I find them. And I thought that Google was one of those great ones that could really pay out. And so far it has. It's currently sitting at $130 per share, by the way. And so, like I said, we'll see when the market opens tomorrow what that's going to be like. Remember, we have the volatility with the FOMC meeting. So for Google, they have good numbers. They have good beats on revenue and earnings. So it's good that all that strength was there. Really, I think it comes down to the part, let me find it over here, where it says that that they say that there is resilience in search. Because that was one thing that, like Microsoft and ChatGPT integrations, it was something that, oh man, like Microsoft is really going to take some of the market share away from Google. And so far, it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like Google is still hanging in there in the #1 spot for search. And so showing that resilience is something. Here we go. Ruth Porat, CFO of Alphabet and Google, says our financial results reflect continued resilience in search. That's the actual headline that's here for Google. When we go over to Microsoft, you can see in the after hours didn't share the same fate. So it's actually been selling off a little bit, but Microsoft has had the run up that Google did not. So please keep that in mind. Let's go back out to the daily chart. Microsoft is only down about 1.5% right now in the after hours, but Google kind of sputtered out, whereas Microsoft rallied on. So Microsoft overall, over the span of the last several weeks, has really been the winner here. I would say, without going back and looking at Google's chart, I would say since about late April, early May, that Microsoft's been taking off, whereas Google kind of stuttered. And we'll see if that happens to change a little bit for us as we go on. Now, the big thing that I think for Microsoft, or two big things. One is that Google is showing to be resilient in search. And I'm just looking at these preliminarily, just at the headlines. I didn't get a chance to do any in-depth reading before recording this video. But the biggest thing I think for Microsoft, that was a disappointment. Despite the beats that they had, was the slowdown that they had in Azure. And that is a relatively large part of the revenue, and we did not want to see a decline on that for Microsoft to keep on rallying upwards. So we'll see when the market opens tomorrow if we experience a little bit more softness with Microsoft. There you go. Maybe we'll have some micro softness in the markets, at least as far as Microsoft is concerned. And I also said in that video that big tech could be that thing that moves those markets. Well, if we have mixed results, then we could also have sort of like a no net difference in the market, especially with the Nasdaq's concerned, since big tech is such a big part of that. Now, the other thing that I said that I wanted to talk about was NVIDIA. So let me jump back over here, and we'll collapse the news on that. So for NVIDIA, there you go. I made a video with my NVIDIA stock price prediction, not necessarily for where it's going to be following earnings. It's more where it's going to go leading up to earnings. So right now we have a bullish channel going, and it's adhering to that so far. You can see with this most recent candle that we bounced off of the lower support in this bullish channel, and now we started moving back upward, and we'll see if the market sentiment, if the market bias is something that allows that to continue back up to this line. If it does, I say it is possible that up to earnings we see a run up to $500 between now and earnings for NVIDIA stock price. I still stand by that. I also am keeping an eye on this bearish divergence that we have with the RSI and watching to see that should we drop below 50, that is something that could drop us down considerably in their price, possibly all the way down to $400 per share, which would be a significant fall for them. I don't know that we would do it all at once. We have other areas that we studied along the way. Maybe the 50-day, as a matter of fact, right now, the 50-day is at $399.32 as of today's close in the markets. So if we come down that far, maybe we see about halfway first to 430, 425, and then maybe continue to soften from there. That's if we break down through support leading up to earnings. So 400 is possible, but I really think that at some point in time between now and August the 23rd, which is the earnings date, that we see that 500. And you might be saying, Dr. Stock, I saw your other video. That's nothing new. You already said that. Well, something that is new is that I actually finished my NVIDIA earnings forecast. It's available over at the Patreon. You can go and view it now well ahead of earnings, and you can use that as a very key part of the research that you put in for NVIDIA, and you should always combine it with other sources that are out there, but I think that it is the best earnings forecast you're going to get, the most explanatory, and it is available, like I said, over at the Patreon. And along with that earnings forecast comes my NVIDIA, Dr. Stock's NVIDIA stock price prediction. I give a low, a high, and a midpoint projection that I think that NVIDIA will be trading for following their earnings that are on August the 23rd. So that's available as a Patreon exclusive. And it was a ton of work, and I put in a lot of time into it, but I'm super pleased with how it turned out and the results of it. And I think that it's a really useful document. And like I said, you can get access to it over there. The video is currently uploading for it as we speak right now. Very excited, and thank you guys for allowing me this time to come to YouTube and share the information and the knowledge that I have with you. And I just wanted to also put that out there that the NVIDIA earnings forecast and NVIDIA stock price prediction are, well, they'll be available in a couple hours here, most likely. It depends on how long it takes for Patreon to process the video. It's about a 15-minute video at a fairly high resolution, so that can take some time. So with Moomoo, your 16 free stocks, if you're going to continue to support yourself while supporting this channel, looking for some free alpha on top of the market gains that you may have already experienced, you can get up to 16 free stocks by signing up for Moomoo. And here's what you do. You deposit $100 or more and you get your free stocks. If you keep your money in there long enough to get that, I think it's 6 weeks or so, 5 free stocks, $50 cash reward, $1,000 gets you 15 free stocks, $5,000 deposit gets you 15 free stocks, still the $50 cash reward, and a free share of either Tesla or EXPE. And so the Tesla, by the way, my Tesla stock price prediction is also over there, but that because they already had their earnings, that's also available on YouTube, that you can go and you can watch that now. And you can see that I believe that Tesla could be a 5X stock by the time that 2030 rolls around. So wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope that you find it helpful and that you find it useful. And I appreciate you watching the video this long. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.